And earlier this week, South Africa announced it will suspend its rollout of the Oxford Astrazeneca vaccine after initial trials showed disappointing results against the new variant of COVID-19. This no doubt dominated headlines, making Eskom's decision to implement stage 2 load shedding take a back seat. Let's look at these issues coming from South Africa, and I'm being joined by Makwe Masalila, the Chief Operating Officer at Makwe Fund Managers. Thank you very much, Mr. Masalila, for joining us on the show. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure, and thank you for having me.
So your country, your government has suspended the use of the Astrazeneca vaccine, which were delivered just last week. Has the government given any details about this, its new plans going forward, and what it will be doing with the already purchased doses?
You know, it's very disappointing, and as it is now, we don't know what are they going to do with them. Remember, they were meant for our health professionals. As you know, that health professionals, just like in any country, they are our frontline workers. But what the plans are is that they're looking into getting another one coming from Johnson & Johnson. They're also looking at talking to other suppliers, you know, the likes of Sputnik that is coming from Russia. So whether they're going to go for the refund on these ones or what, we still have to see. But what we can ascertain is that this is another wasteful expenditure, because this kind of mistake could have been avoided. But at least looking forward, going ahead, at least they're engaging with the likes of Johnson & Johnson. But unfortunately, that one of Johnson & Johnson is not yet been approved by our health authorities here that they can be used in the country. Hopefully, they will expedite that so that Johnson & Johnson also get the necessary regulatory approvals. Then definitely people can have the vaccine. And hopefully that one is even going to be more than the 1 million that we received. That talking plus minus 20 million. The question is, when will we be able to get that?
All right, while the country is dealing with the COVID-19 situation, Eskom is resuming what it calls stage 2 of its load shedding, and that started since the weekend. And, you know, the advanced power situation is another downside risk to the South Africans' growth recovery prospects. And looking at all of these things, tackling COVID-19 and then Eskom with its load shedding and all that, which way for the power situation in your country?
You know, it's a very unfortunate situation, and you are right. It's going to have a serious impact on our economic recovery. And you know that stage 2 load shedding was suspended, but today they started implementing stage 3, which is worse than stage 2. So it tells you that the economy still have a very long way to get out of its woes. I think what's going to need to be done with Eskom is to make sure that they get the right people to run that company. They make sure that they plan their maintenance accordingly. They make sure that they get the necessary capital injection, whether it's going to be a question of involving other parties or it's going to be getting private sector involved, or the very same guys who are still there, restructure them and get them to be more efficient. It's just so unfortunate that just like most of our state-owned enterprises, they get to be run by people who, most of them, it's either they don't know what they're doing, or even if they know what they're doing, they're not efficient. They tend to be lazy and take it easy, you know. So yes, Eskom cannot just be led to operate like that. But remember, our country also started embarking on getting independent power producers. There was a tender issued out to get people to start generating and supplying. And also a good thing, big companies were allowed to start generating for themselves. And where possible, whatever excess they will have, they can sell it back into the government. So at least there's some developments, positive ones, when it comes to that end, that people are trying to sort out their own electricity issues as they will be allowed to generate for themselves.
Right. With all of these issues there, the president, of course, is expected to give a State of the Nation address tomorrow. What is top most on the agenda for him?
You know, to tell us exactly the concrete plans to get our economy out of trouble, concrete plans to tell us what is it that he'll be doing with the health issues, as we just mentioned earlier about the disappointment that we've seen with the vaccine, to tell us exactly How long will that take, and where will the money be coming from? I don't think we'll be happy for him to leave out the details to tell us that we'll get that when it comes to the budget that will also be presented later this month by our finance minister. I think citizens, investors, everyone, and even our neighbors, they need to know what plans do we have this time around. And I think people are tired of we will or we want to do something. We should be told that this is exactly what we are doing to make sure that we cushion our economy. Bear in mind that we are talking about the economy that has been in trouble even before COVID-19, but we are talking about an economy that has got potential to be able to get out of this current situation. It's not like doom and gloom. It's a question of doing the right things. Example, implementing all the structural reforms that needs to be implemented. And definitely, we will get somewhere. Everyone knows who's serious about money, that Africa is the last frontier. So people, investors out there, they're eager to come and get involved in Africa, not just South Africa, but we need to make sure that we do the right things and have policy certainty so that investors can be able to make proper plans.
Yeah. Mr. Masanela, thank you very much. Well, we will all listen to the President's State of the Nation address tomorrow, and hopefully we would have you back on the show to x-ray some of the points he probably would make on that address. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Pleasure.